Greetings. Welcome in. Welcome in. Y'all, it is so amazing getting on here every single day and like really looking at myself and seeing how I change on a daily basis. So like I can tell when I'm inflamed, like, or I intake too much salt, or is it consumed too much sodium. Like I can see it, and I'm so grateful that I am aware. I am Simone the Shepherdess, and I was taught that when you get, you give. When you learn, you teach. I'm here to preach, and y'all finna get this word. I'm just bringing us in with some sage this morning. Today we are going to indulge in some breath work. Just gonna do a few deep breaths. Before we begin, I'm gonna cleanse the energy with my sound bowl. The 5 chimes that you hear from the sound bowl will represent me cleansing the energy of the 5 elements of ether, water, fire, air, and earth. Shay. Today, I'm going to be doing my breath work with I'm really fucking with this sweet marjoram. Ever since we started balancing these chakras, y'all know I give like a list, or if you didn't know, I give a list of essential oils and crystals that are suggested to utilize to assist you in balancing that particular chakra or opening it. But last month when we were doing the throat chakra, I was really fucking with blue tansy, and this month I'm really fucking with the sweet marjoram. Yesterday when I put it on, I swear to all of my ancestors and spirit guides that I felt it in the back of my head, basically where my pineal gland is, and I'm like, that's not a coincidence. Cause like once you put it on, I feel like this cooling effect, and as I'm putting it on here, I'm feeling it in the back of my head. Y'all get out of here. Today I just want us to do we know without the breath there is no life. Without the breath there is no life. So we give thanks to our breath daily, constantly, and consciously. And we rarely take the time out to really intentionally breathe. I mean, if you've been tapping in with Simone the Shepherdess here on Meditating with Moan every day this year so far, this is August the 2nd, let me see. about 200 days, because I took a little hiatus to pour into myself. But so we've been here for about 200 days. So imagine being intentional about your growth, about your healing for 200 days. That's 200 days more than you've done your entire life. You are setting yourself apart from the masses. But we don't really know. So if you have been tapping in, you have been doing the breath work. But if you're new here, you aren't intentionally breathing, and you aren't even breathing correctly. So here we give thanks to the breath, and we do lots of breath work to make up for lost time. So today I just want us to inhale slowly through our nose until the capacity of our lungs fill up, and then I want us to immediately release it from our mouths until all of the air has been released. I'm only requiring 66 of these, so let's go. Let's do 6 deep breaths, because y'all know I said I like to match the chakra that we on now. So we're gonna do 6 deep breaths. Slowly inhale through our nose, and then holding it for about 5 seconds and releasing it from our mouths. And then we're going to go into the 66 breaths where we aren't holding it, and then we're going to round off with another 6 deep breaths where we do hold it. Does that make sense? Okay. The crystal that I am going to be utilizing today is my amethyst. And y'all know I said I'm really fucking with amethyst, because once I found out that it assists you in becoming more intuitive and helping your third eye or brow chakra open up more quickly, I'm like, I gotta use it. So, and I do still have my Motivite near me. If you've been tapping in, you know I've been working with Motivite, because I am in the process of quantum jumping and changing the trajectory of my life. So stay tuned. this one yours.
What is this? Mama, what is that?
I'm meditating, and people don't want to hear you whining in the background. Go get some tissue. You got snot on your face. Go get some tissue and look in the mirror and clean your face. Not ready yet. Tell Quincy to share with you.
There you go.
You still froze.
No, it's not full. Huh? What?
Can I finish mixing it up?
No,
Yeah, let me finish. I'm gonna give it to you.
more. Go, Mom. Send it to me. Send it to me.
I'm coming.
There you go, Mom. Send it to me. Right.
some more sage after that. That was rejuvenating. How are you feeling? Oh, man. Yeah, thanks. I've been feeling so high, so elevated after doing breath work, after doing my chanting. So the journal prompt for today is, what are you willing to die for? What are you willing to live for? As a parent, and I've heard it like all throughout my life, it's so easy for a parent to be like, oh, I'll die for my kids. I'll do anything for my kids but live. And they don't say but live, but I'm saying like they'll do all of that but actually live for their children, meaning they are taking into consideration their health, their healing, their mindset, what their legacy, what they're leaving for their kids. So for you, what are you willing to die for? And then I want you to think about what you are willing to live for. What are you willing to be accountable for? I think we have adopted the wrong mindset in regards to YOLO. You only live once. So people take that and they be like, you only live once, so I'm about to drink this whole bottle of Hennessy. You only live once, so I'm about to fuck around with all these people. You only live once, so I'm about to do this most drastic thing ever that is detrimental to our health, our spirit, our mindset, our physicality. But I want us to flip it. It's time for us to flip it. So if you are utilizing the mantra or the saying of you only live once, I want you to think about that when you are dehydrated. You only live once, so I should be consuming at minimum a half a gallon to a gallon of water today. You only live once, so I should be intentional about consuming fruits and vegetables with every meal if I'm not trying to go down the plant-based lifestyle. You only live once, so I might want to be a little more intentional about how I take care of my temple, how I take care of my mindset, the type of environments I allow myself to be in, the type of people I allow myself to be surrounded by. What are you willing to die for? What are you willing to live for? My sister and I ended up watching this, I don't even know what you'll call it. A show, a blog, I don't know. It was on YouTube. The name of the YouTube channel is Know Thyself. I'll link it when I post this on YouTube. So if you want to find the video, it'll be under this video on my YouTube channel. But it was this guy, he's this author, and we said we have to get his books. But he was discussing about how, what did he call it? Fatal inconveniences or fatal conveniences or whatever. And he was basically going into that about how literally everything we utilize is killing us, because what it is made out of, how it is produced, the chemicals that's in it, from household products to what we are consuming, what we are, and we know we consume, we talked about this, but with all our senses. And a lot of people fail to realize, you put stuff in your mouth when you consume it, but when you put stuff on your skin, you are consuming it. So he went in on cosmetic products, and all it did was make me more aware and confirm that I'm on the right path, because a lot of the stuff he was also mentioning, I have either stopped using or found better things to use. So for instance, like I haven't used toothpaste with fluoride in almost 2 years. I don't wear deodorant. Like, I tried to go to like the natural deodorants, but those became way too perfumey for me. So now I just do limes. Like, and it was so funny because I seen like this comedian talk about limes once. She was like, nah, give me the aluminum because of this and that. But she was like, she was at this Mexican restaurant when she smelled herself. And I'm like, yes, you smelling yourself because you eating them onions. You eating that meat. You eating them cheese. So you mad at your body and telling your body, oh no, I'm going to put this aluminum and this deodorant and whatever the fuck else they put in deodorant under my arms to close up the pores that are meant to be air out and secrete different things, and then you mad that it's secreting what you're consuming. You smell like cheese because you consume cheese. You smell like dead flesh because you consuming dead flesh, and it's not a comfort anybody because we know I still eat meat. I still have moments where I eat cheese, but now that I'm aware, I eat it way lesser than I did a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. And just being more intentional about what you consume if you do want to go down the route of stop wearing deodorant, because it's like, okay, you're not wearing deodorant because of how it's harming you, but we are still consuming what's harming us and deteriorating us internally by what we are eating and consuming orally. And I noticed that based off of me stop wearing deodorant, and then because I go through phases, and I know it's based off of like emotional eating and tied to different traumas, so I am a work in progress. But it's like I've had phases where I stopped eating the cheese, I stopped eating the meats, and I immediately notice a difference in the way that my armpit smells based off of what I'm consuming. When I'm just eating fruits and vegetables, it's barely an odor there. So yeah, I don't know how I got on that, but so the show, and he went down. What else did he say? The floss that we use, and then being mindful of like anything that has plastic in it. When we touch it, when we put our food in it, we are consuming it. Another big one was stuff. He was like something that's water resistant or waterproof. Think about what they are putting in that to make it waterproof or water resistant. Some type of poly something, some type of plastic, something that's harmful to us. We got into cosmetics, and y'all know Simone loves a good red lippy. It's like the stuff that they put in there is killing us. It is causing women to have these fibroid issues, these ovary issues, these hormonal issues. So yeah, that was a good it was a good show, I'm gonna have to link it. But he, in his book, he also said that he gives alternatives that you could utilize in lieu of our washing detergents, our fabric softeners, our dish detergents, the cleaning products that we are utilizing. It is all killing us. So when I came with this topic today, I'm like, what are you willing to live for? What are you willing to change within your lifestyle that will allow you to live longer, that would allow you to live healthily? Because we spoke about how most of us are the walking dead out here. You feel like you living, but going to work every day of your life and not having a vacation and not enjoying what the divine has created for us to enjoy is not living. You being on all these different medications is not living. You consuming all these foods that are causing you to be on all these medications is not living. So we have to become aware and then accountable for us to change our lives. What are you willing to die for? What are you willing to live for? So the what are you willing to die for came from, what am I watching? I think it's Harlem Nights, or is it Black Harlem? I think it's Harlem Nights. I can't even think of the actor name now. I think it might be Harlem Nights. That's what I'm going to go with right now. But Malcolm X is supposedly in it. And I ended up watching because I'm catching up on it. And what's the name of the episode? I think the episode is Ballad or Bullet. I meant to research to see if that was a real speech that Malcolm X did. And I'm pretty sure it might be. But it just made me think about, what are you so passionate about and so like gung-ho and believe in, that you are willing to die for. We know people like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, they stood for something that they knew, if I continue to go down this route, it's more than likely that my life is going to be taken. And it was. What are you willing to die for in order to change not only the trajectory of your life, your lineage, but us as a whole, us as a collective? So 2 questions. What are you willing to die for? And what are you willing to live for? And are you really living? I want you to reflect on what you are doing in your life right now, the things that you have achieved, the lessons that you have learned. The lessons you have learned. And deduce, am I really living, or am I working? Am I surviving? Because you're not thriving. Again, what are you willing to live for? What are you willing to die for? Yeah. And y'all know what else I want? I want us to homework for today outside the journal prompt. Be more conscious about what you're consuming. So if you are consuming something that would, matter of fact, everything you're consuming, I want you to take note of what's in it. If it's a package, so if it's something that was pre-packaged, look at the ingredients and read what the ingredients are. If you can't look at the ingredients and decipher what they mean, then I want you to look it up and figure out what that particular ingredient is and what it does. Then if you are eating fresh produce, your fruits and your vegetables, or even your meats, I want you to research and see where it comes from. Is it organic? And we look at meat, and 9 out of 10, the only thing we're looking at is like the date and how it looks. If you look at the packaging on the meat, and we're gonna have to go deeper into this, and the numbers and stuff that's on your produce, it tells you where it was produced. If you notice, and I also used to work at a grocery store, so this is probably why I know this, but organic fruits are 5 numbers. Non-organic produce are only 4 numbers. So most organic fruits have like, I think, a 9 or a 5 that begins in it. But you can also trace it back to where it was grown and where it was produced or harvested rather. Same thing with your meats. You can trace it back to where did this meat come from? How is this meat developed, grown? What was the lifespan of this meat? Y'all, they are growing full-grown chickens in 14 days. And you know how they doing this? With fucking hormones. So if they put in hormones in these animals, and hormone-resistant antibiotics in these animals, and we are consuming these animals, then we are consuming everything that animal has consumed. So I just want us to be aware and accountable. I know it's a lot to take in, and at one point you're gonna feel like, well, damn, I can't eat shit, and I feel you. So then the next step is for all of us to like really grow our own food or have our own homestead where we are raising our own animals. Yes.
I want to do a bounce thing. Yeah, I can bounce on to be safe.
Okay, you done eating that smoothie bowl?
Yeah.
And don't eat Kairos. Yeah. That's my rant for today. Like, it just, you really feel like you be suffocated because they literally are making, producing, and say they are governing how our food is being made, produced, and regulated before it comes to us. But then you are unaware, so you're not really looking at, damn, this is in here, this can kill me, this is linked to carcinogens, this is linked to this is linked to that, and you going in a grocery store and you are literally paying for your death. Then they make us get health insurance now, because if you don't have health insurance, they fine you for not having health insurance, and then so now you're paying for health insurance. So if you go to the doctor because something wrong with you, because you've been consuming all this poisonous food that they gave you, they're going to give you poisonous medicine. They're going to tell you, well, we can't really heal you, but we can make you comfortable. We can put a band-aid over whatever you're doing. But what we're giving you is also going to cause something else. So then you have to come back to us and get this other medicine that's going to cause something else. It's just literally a fucking rat race. So I just want us to be aware and accountable so you can choose how to move forward intentionally. So again, what are you willing to die for? And what are you willing to live for? Okay, I'm gonna start with a tarot deck. I got 2 tarot decks today. Spirits. I'm here. I'm here. Ready to hear. What's the message the flock needs to know? Tell me so. Tell me what need to know. Y'all, we got 3 cards that came out. And we had the 6 of Pentacles, which could represent you being gifted money or somebody gifting you with money or some type of opportunity, or you receiving a loan or grant, something tied to you being the receiver or you being the giver. Then we got the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups can represent an opportunity or partnership coming in. A partnership could be a business partnership or a romantic partnership. And then we have the Empress. We are getting ready to give birth to something. I have constantly been confirming that we are walking into harvest season. So you could be birthing a business, a project, or actually birthing a baby. So you can be expanding your family. The Empress is nurturing. She is the ultimate mother of the deck. She possesses all of the pentacles. She possesses all of the attributes of every queen that is within the deck. She has the intellect, she has the money, she has the emotional intelligence, and she has the fiery creativity within her. Let's dive deep and see what the book says. So first we had the 6 of Pentacles. Striking a balance between giving and receiving is crucial in your life. You may be generous with your time, money, and knowledge, but make sure you're also taking care of yourself. If you find yourself constantly giving without receiving, it's time to take a step back and assess the situation. Are you surrounded by people, or are you in an environment rather where you've only been the giver? No one else is giving to you. They've only had their hand open and they've been I'm sorry. I got this notebook on my lap, y'all, and it got PVC free. And y'all know we got PVC. Most houses have PVC pipes within their bathrooms and within their kitchen. And I recently found out how poisonous those are. And y'all, our water run through these things. So it's just really mind-blowing when you tap in and like really become aware of what you are consuming, what you are surrounding yourself by, like, and how it is killing you. From the carpet you're walking on to the paint that's within your house, from them fucking vinyl floors. And we really got to start questioning this stuff so we can start incorporating more healthy habits and stop patronizing with these businesses that are ultimately killing us. And then on the back end, y'all, they tied in with the pharmaceutical companies because they own all the fucking drugs they giving us. So they making us sick, and then they making us sicker by giving us the medicine. But I digress. So you can be surrounded by somebody that you've only been the giver. The divine is saying it is time to separate yourself, because it is time for you to align with people that want to give to you, that want to pour into you, that actually see you, versus you being taken advantage of, or you constantly being the one taking care of others, whether that is physically, mentally, or spiritually. Then we had the Knight of Cups. As a true master of his feelings, this knight always remains calm, cool, and collected. He has an innate sense of justice and is always ready and willing to fight for what's right. If this is you, be reminded that you have nothing to prove to anyone else, because you know you can handle whatever comes your way with ease and confidence. So as you are walking away from this environment that is not adding value to you, that is not giving to you, walk away confidently, knowing that that season, that person, that relationship has served its purpose, and now it's time for me to move on, for me to align with a better version of myself. Don't leave with any regrets. Don't leave with any type of anger. No, just cut ties lovingly, respectfully, confidently. Then we have the Empress. The mother who nurtures through her connection with nature. The Empress is the ultimate expression of a woman's power, beauty, and sexuality. She fills her life with passion and pleasure, but knows when and how to regulate those impulses. Emotions are at the core of her being. She feels everything deeply, and her emotions connect her to the world around her. Her energy is vibrant and alive, flowing through everything she touches. She is the embodiment of fertility and abundance, giving life to all who surround her. To find happiness, you must love yourself. The more you love yourself, the happier you will be. Love and self-love enable you to experience deep connections with others. They also help you to weather life's challenges. With grace and resilience, love is everywhere. All you have to do is open yourself up to it. I love this. And y'all know what? This is giving me back to the Six of Pentacles in regards to giving and receiving. And the fact that the Empress came up talking about loving yourself. If you feel like you haven't been receiving enough, I want you to ask yourself, have you been giving enough? So if you feel like you haven't been receiving enough love, have I been giving enough love? If you feel like you haven't been receiving enough peace, are you being peaceful? If you feel like you haven't been receiving enough attention, are you being attentive? In order to receive, you do have to align with giving. A closed hand can't receive anything. A closed hand can't give anything. And on that note, I'm going to pull from my love oracle. How befitting. Spirits. Beautiful. Y'all, so we got truth, joy, and love. Truth, to encourage acceptance of who we are. A being, I ain't even show y'all this. A being stands with the Phrygian cap, which represents her recently found freedom. Her mask and black veil is on the floor beneath her, outnumbered by concealed figures in the back as they look on. Some even reach out as they want to experience that feeling. Who are you when the mask is removed? What do you stand for when the conforming masses lurk in the shadows? How might it feel to shed the covering and allow all to be revealed? Who you are is your truth, and it will set you free. Affirm. There is power and freedom in living my truth. And it's so funny because this fell out on top of the Six of Pentacles, y'all. So once you do like reveal to others, look, I'm not gonna be able to give to you anymore, or I feel like you aren't giving in the same capacity that I'm giving, true colors are going to come to the forefront. So you're going to see if that person was like unaware and is really for you, so they're going to change their behavior, or you're going to see how someone feels as if you are obligated to do for them, even though they aren't doing for you. So stand on and in your truth and be confident in what you feel you deserve and what you are worthy of. And we have joy. And this came out on top of the Knight of Cups. To encourage happiness and great pleasure, subjects dance in a clockwise motion to symbolize the continuation of time, their movement and expression of their inner glow, as within, so without. Joy is a part of humanity's innate essence and doesn't rely on external sources. Your joy cannot be taken without your consent, and it's at your spirit's discretion as to if, when, where, and how your joy exudes. Feeling disconnected from joy could be an indication your outer world is too loud. To reconnect, go inward and become reacquainted with your own energy. Affirm, joy is the essence of my being. As this Knight of Cups come out as well, you could also be, as I said, this could be an opportunity or a partnership, whether romantic or platonic, but you could also be building that relationship within yourself, getting to know you more, dating you, going within so you can align, so your out can align. We know that everything you are experiencing externally is due to who you are internally. You are full of, or you are surrounded by rage and low vibrational energies because internally that's who you are. You are surrounded by abundance and your soul tribe and people that pour into you because that's who you are internally. That's what you exude. If you want your external circumstances to change, you have to go within and reevaluate and change your internal self as well. Or, yeah. Wow, these are right next to each other. And then we got love, and love fell out on top of the Empress. And the Empress was just talking about you loving yourself before anybody else can accept you, or before you can even fathom someone accepting you or loving you. You have to be able to love yourself and accept yourself. Love is to encourage the act of loving oneself and others, to acknowledge the love others have for oneself. Reclined in a seashell and pouring red rose petals on themselves, a being channels Venus, the goddess of love. The abundance of petals creates an overflow for those who approach the shell. Love is an innate and infinite action. As an emotion, it begins from within your heart center, consumes the body, and then radiates outward. True love is consistent, true love is unconditional, and true love affects everyone it touches. It's liberating, it's inclusive. Ultimately, it's uncomplicated. Considering these attributes, how can you show yourself and those around you more or deeper love? Is the love you're receiving satiating? If so, how can you express your gratitude to those who love you? If not, what's missing from the type of love you're currently being shown? Affirm, love emanates from my very being and positively affects the world around me. No lie, and like no shade or not to be judgmental, but ever since I've been on this journey of like spiritual enlightenment, spiritual growth, and self-love, again, I ascended in my yacht. So as I've aligned with unconditional love with myself first and foremost, it is so easy for me to spot somebody who doesn't love themselves by what they're consuming, by the way they're speaking, by the way they're carrying themselves, by their actions that they're doing. So again, and it's tied to the journal prompt in regards to what are you willing to live for? Ask yourself, why am I willing to consume something that is killing me, that is detrimental to my health, that isn't adding value to me, literally and spiritually, meaning you aren't gaining any value from nutrients or minerals, and then it's not adding value to you. No lie, when I eat, because yesterday I had, and it was so good, and I hate that it, like, trying to correlate it, but I went to Publix. It made me a barbecue chicken strip wrap, and it was like, but I also noticed how when I'm consuming something that my body is like, look, it's time for us to stop consuming this, my thoughts change. So I am noticing that when I consume certain things, so things that are high in sugar, animal byproducts, my thoughts become negative thoughts. I become full of like worry. I question myself about stuff, and it's so crazy because and I hate that I even did this, but I had fast for 24 hours, and that's what I broke my fast with, a fucking chicken strip wrap. But as I was fasting, I could feel my thoughts clearing up. I could feel myself becoming lighter. And then as soon as I ate, and I ain't gonna even say as soon as I ate that, but I went to sleep and I woke up this morning and I'm like, why am I thinking like this? Why are my thoughts going this way? And I can easily tie it to what I consume. How did I get on that? Oh, so in regards to you loving yourself, you don't love yourself if you aren't being intentional about what you're consuming. Loving yourself isn't feeding yourself death. And I know, again, it's going to take time and it's a journey for us to like relinquish a lot of our habits, habitual patterns, habitual tendencies. But I want us to be more aware, so now when we are consuming something, we're able to tell ourselves, you know what, I shouldn't be eating this. You know what, okay, you eating it this time, but you're able to tie it to how you end up eating it. So, you know, next time when you start feeling this way or triggered this way, to take a different step versus consuming something that isn't adding value. Yeah, so first and foremost, you have to be able to love yourself, and not just love yourself surfacely, externally, meaning you are putting on that red lipstick, you're putting on the mascara, you're spraying a cologne on you, you getting the shape up, you have on the designer clothes, loving yourself outwardly, but are you just covering up what you can't love internally? I pull from my chakra deck. Spirits, I'm near, I'm clear, ready to hear. What's the message? God needs to know. Tell me so. Tell me what we need to know. So we got 3 cards to come. I guess we're doing 333. 333. No, I got 2 more decks to pull from. So the first card that came out is expansion, and I love this because it fell out on top of the 6 of Pentacles, and it fell out on top of truth. But to me, this is confirming that we are walking into our harvest season. We are expanding mentally, spiritually, and physically. Whether that is going, I feel like we're going to do all 3, but we also are all on different journeys. So maybe you feel like you have expanded already spiritually, so now it is time for you to enjoy it physically within this physical realm. So aligning with abundance, whether that's tangible abundance or intangible abundance, a position, a career, a relationship. Let's see. This is from our throat chakra. Expansion. Sky God. You will see it when you believe it. Sky God was seeking wise counsel to choose the color of the sky. He wanted the beings of earth to feel serene when they looked at his work. Other great spirits remind him to trust his intuition. He will know the right color when he sees it. Sky God trusts and sees the color clearly. Thus, the sky becomes sky blue. Seeking good advice is vital when you are pushing into new territory. Stay away from anyone who is critical of your dreams. This indicates possibly changing your friends. That's so crazy this fell out. And it's, as much as I be pulling these cards, like, I do not recollect every time I get on here what I read from the book verbatim. So the fact that this says this can indicate you possibly changing your friends, and we spoke about how you could be in a relationship where you have been giving way too much and you realize you have not received anything from these people you have been giving to, whether it is tangible or intangible, your time, your energy, your peace, your love, your money, your presence. Wow. In the divine, you could possibly be changing your friends. Like, there it is. Personal inquiry. How can I create powerful alliances? Are new people entering my life? Key ideas include wise counsel, fruitful collaboration, spiritual support, state of uncertainty, and being guided. Keywords includes counseling, connections, and progress. Then we got trickery. This came out on top of the Knight of Cups and Joy. But as soon as I saw the trickery card, this reminded me of how they tricking us. How the government is tricking us. How we are unaware of our rights as citizens, as nationals, as Americans. Like, Because they don't teach us this shit in school. How we are unaware of what's in the shit we are consuming. How we're unaware of the frequencies that they intentionally use in the music to keep us low vibrational, to keep us entrapped. But it says trickery. Kelly the Green Dragon. The tempter is as guilty as the thief. Kelly the Green Dragon has one jumbo-sized acorn to get him through the winter. I'm not sure if I showed this. Squirrel spies the huge acorn, and decides he has just to have it to win the forest's annual acorn contest. To tempt Kelly, he fills a basket with rocks and scatters the tiny acorns he has collected on top. Kelly feels the weight of the basket and steals it, allowing Squirrel to grab the single acorn, but they both lose. Kelly now has less food, and Squirrel is disqualified from the contest for cheating. Inspiration. During trying times, things may be easier if you ask for help. Don't be disappointed if assistance does not come from the place you expect. Personal inquiry. Am I afraid to tell the truth? How does that fear make me manipulate others? What do I really need to say? Key ideas include dance of scarcity, coveting possessions, vulnerable heart, self-honesty, accusing others, hidden motives. Keywords include vision, honesty, and greed. This trickery card comes from the heart chakra. We know the heart chakra is all about that compassion, that unconditional love. But then what also stood out to me is that it mentioned truth. Am I afraid to tell the truth? So it's somebody out there that really needs to cut ties and in some type of relationship or partnership, but you are afraid, and the divine is saying no. Again, that circumstance has served its season. Stand in your truth and be confident in who you are. Don't feel like you are losing anything, because you are gaining your self-respect, your self-love, knowing your worth and how you come first. You'll no longer be taken advantage of, allowing people to walk over you and use you. See this time as a season to help you grow. And then we got despondence. And despondence is from our brow chakra. Despondence, Violet Iris. By taking action, I found the road out. And y'all know what? This came out on top of the Empress in Love card. And look at the world on like her stomach. So this is giving me Empress energy as well. Nurturing, mothering, harvesting. Because a lot of tarot decks, I'm not going to say a lot, but it's a few tarot decks out there that have the Empress pregnant, and it's like the world on her stomach when she's pregnant. Iris is depressed and unable to look after herself or her home. She cries out to the great spirits for help. Mother Earth appears and suggests Iris shower, eat a good meal, and clean up her house. She does, but still feels despondent. Suddenly, a hurricane hits and Iris springs into action to rescue her neighbor's children. In the urgency, Iris finds the way out of depression by taking action. Inspiration. Iris teaches us that the only route out of stagnation is motion. If we do nothing, we must accept the consequences. Personal inquiry. In which part of my life am I feeling immobilized? I know what I need to do. Am I willing to trust myself? There's trust again. Key ideas. Feeling helpless, acceptance of circumstances, change on the horizon, taking action. Keywords include revelation, movement, and encouragement. The only route out of stagnation is motion. If we do nothing, we accept the consequences. What is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. You're either stagnant and you're not doing shit, or you are doing the same thing and expecting it to end in a different result. You know what you need to do, and you know what you need to release doing. Stop sitting there. I seen something recently where somebody it was on TikTok, and somebody commented what were they talking about?
Mama.
I don't know what they was talking about, but it was something on the lines of either something with the government, something with consumer law, or something with the fucking food, something. I think they was talking about, y'all know this whole thing. I don't even know what it is because I don't really tap in like that. I think it was something like with money and how they about to like get rid of the dollar or something. Yes. But somebody ended up coming and they was like, I pray God come down here and save us from this or something. And somebody came down here and was like, you are God. You are the God that is supposed to save you. Your sky daddy ain't been down here in 500, 600, 700 years and tap you on your shoulder and say, you know, like, here you go, I can save you. Or here's, you know, the magic plan to save you. And it's like, no, you have to save yourself. So therefore, being accountable for how can I pull myself out of this, and then being faithful that the divine that allow you to envision or download whatever it is you were trying to pull yourself out of is going to carry you through. I hate when I get that white line. It's going to give you the confidence and courage to carry you through, to help you come out on top, versus you sitting there like, God, see what I'm going through. I hope he give me a house. And it's like, well, have you really made the moves to get a house? Have you applied for a loan? Have you walked through houses? Have you done this? Have you done that? Oh God, please heal me. And yet you still eating a fucking 8-piece chicken every single day. Like, you know what you need to do. You know what you need to do. And are you willing to trust yourself? So as you are figuring out what you are willing to live for and what you have to release in order to live for that thing, person, place, or thing, do you trust yourself to do it? I trust myself to heal myself. I trust myself to make the right decision. I trust myself to be in the right places at the right time. Like, the only route out of stagnation is motion. If we do nothing, we must accept the consequences. If we do nothing, we must accept the results of doing nothing. Let's do another tarot deck right quick. And then we're going to close out. You ate all your smoothie bowl? You ate all your smoothie bowl?
Yep.
Was it yummy?
Yes. Mommy, I know my everything.
Flip it up. Wow, get out of here. We got the Knight of Cups twice. So on top of the Six of Pentacles, truth and expansion, we got the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups, romance, sensitivity, and imagination. You're a romantic at heart, in love with love and all the finer pleasures of life. You find yourself inspired by the beauty around you and have goals to create more of it in the world. Follow your heart and intuition. Take your time with what you love. You are aligning with your self-worth. You know what you deserve and what you no longer deserve. And who you were or what you did in the past no longer matters. It's about how you are deciding to intentionally carry yourself forward. On top of the Knight of Cups, trickery and joy, it says trust the message. As we're getting ready to wrap up, closing up, balancing or opening up our throat, third eye or brow chakra. The divine is saying trust the message, trust your intuition, trust the signs and the synchronicities, trust that you are walking in your harvest season. You've been showing up for you, you've been putting in the work, and the divine is about to reward you for all that you've overcome, for all that you have endured. Trust the message, faith, intuition, confirmation. It's simple. The message is correct, boo. So heed it. You may be doubting yourself with nagging afterthoughts. Maybe you're starting to look for a second opinion. There's no need. The answers are right there. Trust the message and let spirit guide you in the right direction. What I'm also getting is, because y'all know it came up a couple of times, that it may be time for you to release some relationships, whether they're sexual or platonic, romantic or platonic rather. But trust that, again, it's time to let them go. Don't try and fight it. Don't try and make the relationship last. Don't try and figure it out. Don't try and make it work. No, go with the divine flow of life and accept that season is over for both you and that person. And that doesn't mean down the line in the future y'all may not cross paths again, but the divine is saying right now it's time for a break. It's time for you to elevate, and you will not be able to do it with this certain person or group of people that you are currently aligned with, vibrating along with. God wants you to ascend, and you can't do that with people who aren't trying to ascend. And then we got the Hierophant. To me, the Hierophant is confirming how I mentioned the opportunity is coming in, whether that is a job opportunity or a love opportunity or relationship opportunity. So the Hierophant typically means like some type of contract, a wedding contract or business contract. And y'all know it came out on top of the Empress, Despondence, and Love. So I definitely feel like this is confirming somebody is about to get married. Go into the chapel and I'm gonna get married. You winning the Hierophant. Tradition, religion / spirituality, sharing knowledge. What do you gain from the structures, traditions, and mentors in your life? Tradition can bring deep comfort and grounding. There's an opportunity right now for you to learn from the conventional ways that things are done. Try being a student for a while. Listen to the stories of your elders, teachers, and spiritual leaders for guidance. Heed their advice. Now is not the time to shake things up. You still have a lot to learn. This is also confirming a card came out. I don't forgot which card it was, but it said you could be aligning with some type of mentor or teacher. It could have been that expansion card. That's going to come in and assist you with expanding. Y'all really want to tap in with a shaman. And I don't even want to go into details, but I really want to tap in with a shaman.